Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Here's the thing. Show me a guy.
Vape life. Go ahead.
Put this shit in there. You can't put her finger in the trigger. It won't do right. That's bullshit.
So show me a guy that's the number one, or the greatest, or very successful in any particular field anywhere, whether it be business or entertainment or whatever, that set out on that road saying to himself, "I'm going to be number 2."
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Like you have to believe in yourself. You have to like, and it doesn't mean that you wish ill will on anyone else.
Yeah.
It's just that, look, I'm going to be number 1.
Yeah.
You know, like, I like, you know, Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like, so, like, I want to be, like, like, my work ethic, my drive, both in, you know, in all our drives, Shattercast and this, and Nerve Rage Radio Nerve Rage Radio is becoming, like, it's doing good numbers, and the effort isn't even there. You know, which is, like, great. Like, I'm so thankful, I'm so appreciative, you know, like, but, like, I want to be, in terms of Skullface, Shattercast, all this stuff, like, I started all that stuff and started with Shattercast with Greg and those guys to be like, this is going to be the best.
Yeah.
And if you create something and you don't want it to be the best, what the fuck are you creating it for?
I can no longer promise that this conversation is going to stay strictly on nerd shit, because I rarely get a chance to talk to someone that has the same views and care about the same things. So this takes us back around, I think, again to the whole PC conversation and where we are, where it seems like anything that's scary, anything that's tough, anything that requires you to
challenges.
It challenges you. Oh, fight against that. We're scared of that. Take that off. You know, and I find it troubling because I really feel like we're being done. Like you hear Republicans, you hear you hear conservatives say, you know, it's the wussification of America. You know, and I do tend to find myself a little further right. And
that's because, like, you know why that is.
Yeah.
And you know why I feel that way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we share some things in common.
Yeah.
And you realize that, like, all right, so there's, man, I really don't want to kill people with this over the top political stuff.
Fuck that. Go
okay,
ahead,
so fine. So, like, when it comes to the right, it's just like the left. Like when I said, like the left is like, it doesn't know what the left is anymore. The right is the same way. Like, there are guys on the right, like, look, you are not conservative. Just because you're making billions of dollars,
thank you.
You're not conservative if you have 5 boats and 6 houses, because that's not what being conservative means. But a lot of those people with 5 boats and 6 houses consider themselves conservatives, but they only do it for tax incentives. Yeah. They're not conservative. You have 6 houses, Mac. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But like the proper conservative, like the real conservative, what the conservative is supposed to be, is work.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my political view. Like, what's your political view? Get a job.
Yeah.
Because you'll find that a lot of your problems go out the window when you're too tired to think about them from actually working for a living.
There you go.
So, get a job, work for what you got, don't rely on the government, don't, you know, like do what you got to do in order to provide for yourself and for your family, and that's what being a man is. And that's just the school I come from. I was raised by a man who helped give birth to me in his 40s. So my dad was born in 1940 something. Like, he's an old dude, you know. So like he comes from this very old school mentality. So like I had to work, I had to carry my weight. Like it doesn't mean he wasn't nurturing and giving and all those sorts of things, because he was, but he had to instill certain disciplinary ideals inside of me in order to be, a guy with a strong work ethic. And the funny thing about Skullface, like I said in the panel, is that while the character of Skullface is this ultimate bum, I'm busy as hell. It's a constant work day from 5 o'clock in the morning. I just try to think of 3 ways to say it. From 5 o'clock in the morning until about 10 o'clock at night, and I go to bed early because I'm getting back up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's work. Whether it be videos or editing or drawing or coloring or this and that. And I still find time when guys like you reach out to me and say, hey, I'm doing an Apollyon thing or whatever. I still find time to get that done because it's supposed to be a community. And if you're supposed to work hard, if you want to be something at this, and I want to be something at this, so I'm down to work hard. And if God made work don't hurt.
There you go, man. Hey, I want to say again, I appreciate that clip for that Apollyon deal.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you getting it out.
I know, right? I gotta find a way.
Look,
to
for Braves,
man.
like this is gonna be on Braves' channel. For Braves viewers, Brave is working on like an Apollyon documentary, which I want to see as bad as anyone else.
You know what?
He reached out to me and asked if I would do something for it. I did something for it. I didn't have a lot of time. I still made sure I had it done. And where is it? It's in.
But what you did was fucking go. You know what I found to be really crazy. So when I put the little bit up about it, I got like a lot of like PMs about, oh man, awesome, blah 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 blah, right? So then the follow through wasn't there as far as the guys who were supposed to get back to me and give me stuff. And there are a number of guys who didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? Who said they were going to show up.
Yeah.
And Piao, since you're on my lips, you're one of them, but it's okay. So, yeah. But you were one of the guys. You were one of the first guys. As a matter of fact, you were the first guy to get it out to me. So I got a couple of clips.
But that's the thing, like that, and that's another thing is I try to always be approachable.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, and this takes me to maybe my next question for you is because the community, and I understand that there's all sorts in the fandom. We know there's all, you see some sites, there's all sorts.
There's a wide range of guys.
Yeah, and
for sure.
And I have to remind myself that we are lovers of a hobby that has followers that aren't the most socially developed. So sure. I found it kind of frustrating that people who said they wanted to have a voice and they wanted to reach out did not want to reach out, did not want to be seen, did not want to be heard. So that was the issue, and it really held me up.
Yeah, well, like I don't know, and I don't want to speak for you, right? But speaking for myself. Like, my father was a stand-up guy. Like, he instilled all the things his father's supposed to instill. I could go on and on about my dad. I didn't have a mom. That was the cards I was dealt. It's fine. My dad did more of a stand-up job, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. So, I wasn't a latchkey kid. My dad was involved with my life. But Optimus Prime was a father figure as well.
Yeah.
Like, there were... And, like... Superman, Batman, they were father figures as well for me. So like my dad was my dad, but I also had this influence, these other super positive male influences that are like, like Optimus Prime is General Patton.
Yeah.
So like these are not passive aggressive males. These are type A males that are like, if you want it, go out and get it. And be respectful, be a human being, be a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, so like I think that you and I kind of come from that same kind of background where it's like we had these multiple influences, and some of which have been from super nerdy type things, but they played a major part. Like, I can tell you, I would not be as good of a person if it weren't for Superman and Batman, if it weren't for Optimus Prime, if it weren't because I inspired to be like those people. And in my private life, not Skullface or nonsense or whatever, but in my private life, like, I'm a pretty good person. Like, like, I'm gonna hold that door the extra second. I'm gonna help that old lady across. Like, I'm that dude. I'm gonna pick up that piece of trash that your kid just kicked because everybody's too lazy to pick it up. Like, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Or I might make true story. My daughter, we're in a Chick-fil-A. I'm a big Chick-fil-A fan. And like, they just make good food. I don't care. whatever.
I'll wait in that Chick-fil-A line.
It's good. It's good, Mac.
Yeah.
So there's a piece of trash on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, who's 5 years old at the time, kicked that piece of trash.
Mm-hmm. Pick it up.
That's not how I roll.
There you go.
So we put lunch on timeout,
mm-hmm.
and we went around and we picked up everybody's trash.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to instill that lesson that that's not okay. If you got enough energy to kick a piece of trash across the floor, you've got enough energy to pick it up and put it in the trash can. So we picked up everybody's trash.
Yeah.
Because you're no better than them.
Yeah.
So now you're going to do some service since you thought it was okay to kick some trash across the floor.
I like that.
And there were some people that looked at me a little cross-eyed,
mm-hmm.
but there was also some people, some older people,
mm-hmm.
that were like, I just want to thank you.
Hmm.
Because it seems like you're instilling in your daughter what we want to instill in our children.
And that's deep.
And that's that compliment meant the world to me. It was okay getting the dirty looks, because I had to teach my daughter a lesson that being lazy is not okay.
Since we're here, let's go into parenting.
Mm.
And I know I'm digging more into the Bobby real world.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
I just think it's interesting because going right back around to the PC and just what's going on. Because I'm a parent.
Yeah.
You know, and you're right. We do share a similar road. You know, talk to me about parenting. How you fit it. How you fit this in with parenting. How it affects.
It's hard.
Yeah,
dude, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's real hard. Because so recently I just had this conversation. This is a good little bit for your
mm-hmm.
thing. I respond to everyone. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blah, blah. I respond to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's caused some problems at home. It hasn't all been peaches and roses.
Trust me,
It's
I
caused some
understand
problems. It's there was one night, my family and I were playing a board game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I think. And I was on my phone responding to an angry person on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
A person that was angry with me. That was calling me everything but a guy with a skull mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting angry. I'm emotionally responding. I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know me.
Yeah.
I stopped and I looked at my family and they had moved on without me.
That's a great analogy.
That's crazy. They had moved on. They skipped my turn. They were just like, he's in this thing. They moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And it broke my heart.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, dude, right then and there, I turned my phone off, and I was like, I'm back in this game.
Mm-hmm.
To hell with all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's nonsense. I'm taking you all to justice land on this game now.
Yeah.
So now, I had to set some you improvise, you adapt, you overcome. You know that.
Yeah.
So, in the morning, I was like, look, from now on, I'm responding to everything first thing in the morning, and that's it. Yeah. Then the next morning, I'll respond to everything first thing in the morning. Because I set a stop for a minute, and I was taking time out of my family to respond to some knucklehead for calling me an idiot because I didn't like a toy, and they thought that was okay.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
Yeah. That's that idiot winning.
And it's finding that balance,
Mm-hmm.
And my kids, it's cool because my kids take interest in it. I have them in the skits and so forth, and they love being a part of it. And
that's awesome.
My oldest one, I showed you the little clip from Solid Unit 2.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah, and she's in it, and she before we shot the scene, she was like, Solid Unit 2 is called Burn. It's coming 1/1/16. I'm very excited about it. But before we did that clip, she came. She's like, okay, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? She's trying to get in the emotional place to make it work, And I'm just like.
And that's so cool that she's that deep into it, right?
I'm she's out on an artistic last anyway, but it's just that's cool. So that's the kind of stuff I want to focus on. I can't let anything else take me away from them because especially my wife, my kids, call me a monster, call me whatever you want. I think it's important for your kids to understand they are number 2.
Yeah, because your wife comes from.
My wife is number 1.
Yeah.
And we will make more of you if need be.
You know what I mean? I had this thing I tell my wife. I was raised. Both of my parents were they were preachers of the gospel.
Okay.
Right. Just a little bit. So I don't want to make it about me because it's about you. I grew up basically homeless. We grew up homeless. We moved around a lot.
I was homeless too, dude.
There you go. So and my mother, even though she was Christian, and she gave us a Christian foundation. She taught us different things from different angles. You know, she would always say every shoe doesn't fit every person, but concerning marriage and the place of a wife, a husband, and the children, she would say that your wife is the first and most important thing, and for that wife, the husband is the first and most important thing. And together, if you guys both have that outlook, then together you put your children first.
Yep. And it's important for the kids to understand. Because I think that's a lot of problem with these kids. They think they're God's gift to everything. That they're number one. I'm number one in the world. I'm the most important thing.
Look at what society is doing with them.
You know, and then they act like little entitled, spoiled brats.
Yes.
You know, and like I want my kids to know, like, you're not number one.
Yeah.
You're lucky you're number two.
Yeah.
It's me and her, and we'll take care of you. You know, and of course I believe my children, I love my children, but I just think it's important to understand, for them to understand, you're not God's gift to the world.
Yeah.
You're a contributor. Get out there, do something. I believe in you. Do something. Put your skills and your abilities and the things that I believe in you and you believe in yourself. Put those things to work and help the rest of us.
There you go.
You know, and you know, it's just, you know, that's community on a larger scale, right?
Yeah.
You know, like it's I don't know. I mean, like, you know, it gets off the beaten path a little bit, but like, you know, like I've been through it, dude. Like, and in my personal life, like, you know, like my mom was, you know, not the best unit.
I heard you talking about her on the show and stuff. Yeah.
And like, you know, like there was a time where I was homeless with her, and you know, we lived in the back of a Ryder truck. She knew a guy that worked for Ryder, you know, and he had access to this truck, and we used to sleep in the back of this Ryder truck. You know,
that's
and
deep,
like,
bro.
you know, and now like I'm okay, like, and I'm okay. My wife's okay. My kids are okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you know, and it's from, I had my father, I had my grandmother, who's like the most important thing that ever happened to me, and then like, you know, and then my wife, my kids, and like, it's just. I
tell my little brother that because he still has a hard time, just, you know, reliving it, sometimes dealing with it in his current life, and I tell him, I say that we're the better for it, we're stronger for it. You know what I'm saying? So the things you go through in your life, hard as they are at the time, you're stronger for it in the end, because there are many people that are walking around right now that don't have the survival skills, they don't have the mindset that you have, you know? So.
And you know what success is? Success is not YouTube subscribers. Success is not page likes, it's not retweets. Success is you were born into a specific predicament, and you procreate, and they're in a better predicament.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's success.
Yeah, there you go.
That's moving everything forward.
Have you seen that movie Lucy?
No.
With the chick from the Avengers, the fat ass.
Scarlett
Johansson.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, there you go. So
no, I haven't seen Lucy. So, you see why not?
Yeah. So, in the movie, Morgan Freeman makes the point that we pass down data through our genes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's exactly what that is. We're passing down data through our genes with these kids. You know, right. That's my opinion on it. But,
yeah, and putting everybody in a better spot. Like, you know, like, and hopefully, you know, my kids will grow up and they'll be in a better spot. Like, I work for a living.
Yeah.
You know, like, I do work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they'll be in a position where they don't do work for a living. You know, they'll work, but, you know, they're not breaking their back like I'm breaking my back.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know, and then hopefully their kids will do a little bit of less work.
Yeah.
And their kids will do a little less work. Still instill the proper guidance and rules and morals so that they know how to work.
Yeah.
But don't have to work.
Yeah.
You know, they'll want to work. You know,
yeah,
that's success.
There you go. That's truly living. That's truly passing down something successful. So I don't want to take up all your time. So you're here with your family. I know your wife is downstairs.
Yeah, she's texting me.
Yeah, exactly. My wife.
She asked me if I was lost.
Yeah, my wife don't play, so I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
My wife is awesome.
I want to definitely thank you for coming through, man, and doing it.
You're one of the good ones, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it,
you,
bro.
John Garinger, T2RX6, like, you know, like, these guys that are really striving to help the people make a choice, like,
I appreciate
I respect
you
guys.
Hey, and the respect is definitely given.
Matthew Deluxe Baldwin.
Yes, sir. I wanted to get a chance. Let me say this: Matt does not look like he sounds.
That dude's a little cutie pie.
No. I'm sorry. No, not Matt. I'm thinking Justin.
Oh yeah,
Justin, when I got here, you guys were all out there on the pad, and I walked out to this area, everybody, and I heard Justin behind me talking, and I expected to turn around and see this really tall, really skinny white guy with red hair flaring and just pimples or something.
I'll tell you, man, like that was like Justin is like, he was one of the first ones I met in the fandom that we became friends. Mm-hmm. Now I've acquired like a lot of friends. Like I consider you a friend. I've acquired like a lot of like friends. Like I would trust you guys. Like if I needed you. Yeah. I'm a pretty resourceful fella. Yeah. So I rarely need that sort of assistance. But today I needed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I reached out. Like I trusted you with my camera. I had tons of important information on there, and I trusted you. Like for me, that's a big move. Like maybe for others, it's not a big move.
Skullface sex tape coming. January 16th.
But I've built these friendships out of the community, and like that's what it's about. Like that's why Skullface tries to be inclusive. Yeah. Like when you reach out, like I got you. Like if anybody tries to reach out, I'm never like no, like don't you know who the fuck I am? That's nonsense. Like it's all, man. Dude, nerd it's all meaningless. That's sorry game. That's what meant something.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Your presence is definitely felt in the community. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have a strong following.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I think that everyone appreciates the truth. You know what I'm saying? And the personal side that you give. You know what I'm saying? I think it has a big effect.
I love that, man. Like I love I initially got into this to make the big bucks, and it was very quickly that I realized I ain't making no big bucks. But I ended up getting a lot of love. Yeah. And that's what I tell people. Like I might only have 500 subscribers, but my 500 subscribers are like 487 of them are engaged.
And that's what's important.
Yeah. And I take that over the 15 guys of the guy with 2 billion subscribers that's not engaged. Yeah. That are just using you. Yeah. I love that people it feels like a movement. Yeah. It's like people rally, like that shit, like that feels good.
Because here's something, I'm glad Barry shit fell. Because here's something that I know. When we tune in, and I will speak as a fan, because I am a fan. When we tune in to watch your review, it's not about the toy. Tune in to see, okay, what's Skullface gonna do?
What's he gonna say next?
You know what I'm saying? And some of these guys, when you tune into their reviews, some of these top dogs, whatever you want to call them. Right. It's all about toy. It's all about toy. That's why That's why you don't want their video to be more than 10 minutes because you don't really care. You don't want. You know what I'm saying? So
that's cool. Like I love when the best compliments that I get that I really take to heart. Like I had a guy recently saying he was like look, I watched your videos for a while, whatever. I do appreciate your cult type following. Mm-hmm.
Did he say that?
Yeah. So I responded to him, and I was like, it's not a cult. It's a summer camp. Yeah. I'm the camp counselor.
Yeah. Nice. I like that.
But that's good because but then at the same note though, that comes with responsibility. So when I'm here, I stop what I'm doing. I stop oh, my kids watch your videos. Well, then bring them here. Yeah. Let me take a picture with your kids and I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and give it to you because you've watched me. Yeah. It's the least I can do. Yeah. So I am 100% grateful. I'm humbled. If only my wife cared about it as much as you guys did, I'd be green.
You sound like me talking about my wife. I won't even start down that path. That's a whole other conversation.
She's like, oh, shut up. He sucks. Get away from him.
So what do you want to say in closing? What do you want to say to anybody?
I want to say to anybody that has ever watched a video, liked a post, retweeted a tweet, or hearted an Instagram post that I saw it, I read it, and I'm appreciative of it. And never hesitate to reach out. It's supposed to be a community. And I think John Lant, he's in the community. He said that other people burn down everything, and Skullface builds bridges, and that's the best compliment I could receive.
That's dope, man.
At this point.
Hey man, that's Bobby Skullface. Thank you very much for coming through, sir.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you.